Welcome to the Bob Evans Farms. Going to be a separate video. I have to put all this on my day one stuff, but this is just too cool to not make a whole video of. You see down there, they honor the veterans. Thank you so much. This is the event barn. Really cool. Some cool items in there. There's the Bob Evans Farmhouse Kitchen. Both sides of this historical marker. Doesn't appear that the farm is open today, but I'm going to try to get a little bit here walking around. Just had a great conversation with a couple of local people here. One guy was a Vietnam vet, and they were telling me this is the homestead. According to the sign, this is where Bob Evans was born. Grew up. Take a look at the sign. Hopefully you're able to see the sign. Not much into reading the signs. Do you guys, the routine, pause them? So Bob and Jewel Evans purchased the farm in 1953 so their children could grow up in the country. So this is where he grew up at. Cool. And you can see across here, across the road, was once part of this farm. They donated to college. What they just told me. So this was is the bicentennial barn. The barn's design is known as a bank barn. It's built in the mid-1840s, and the bicentennial logo was painted on this barn in 1999 and again in 2011. Now they do have a museum here, but it's not open today. Of course, I'm here. It wouldn't be. Gives you a little idea of how the syrup is made and how it's used. We're going to the Adamsville Log Cabin Village. The village of Adamsville was first settled around Coon Creek in 1800 when Adam Rickabaugh, a Revolutionary War veteran, brought his family from Virginia to the valley. Love these old log cabin villages. Nice combo here. If you're here, make sure you do both of these things. This is the Ingalls Schoolhouse. Another shocking thing about this is I was able to walk in. That is really, really cool. And being a school teacher, part of me can't imagine teaching in here. Part of me would love to try it. History of this county's one-room schools. Teaching certificates sure have changed. Wow, look at all she was capable of teaching. One-room school, you gotta teach everything. One-room schools commonplace through rural America until 1920. Typical school day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Morning and afternoon recess of 15 minutes each and an hour for lunch. If you were older students, you had to bring in the water and carry in coal or wood for the stove. Younger students cleared the blackboard and took their erasers and dusted them. Students that lived close by walked to school. Others usually arrived by pony or horse. So this is part of the Ohio and the Underground Railroad system. This is one of the cabins built to house the 100 freed slaves who came to the farm with Nehemiah Wood and his family in 1805. Gives you a little more history of the village of Adamsville. It's had a grist mill at some point. Come over to this side. Appalachian crafts. It's a cabinet constructed using pine, poplar, and oak. Sewing machine there. Wow. Welding. Look at these wood carvings over here. That is amazing. Silhouette of Bob Evans. Sister loved these quilts. There's a Bob Evans quilt. And last but not least, basket weaving. Adamsville Mercantile. Sometimes between 1800 and 1830. Love these stores. Parents used to have a small mom and pop grocery. A lot of work goes into these things. Well, it looks like Dan was beating Bob in that game. Don't forget the wagon wheel as I leave in low entry. But you see the horseshoe. And it's turned that way because if it's upside down, the luck would run out. Now, if you're watching this, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way it sounds to me like these were moved up here due to the flooding I showed you earlier. This is the Philip Pioneer home, 1850. When I first saw them, I thought, wait a second, there's someone in here. Kind of realistic there. Get a chance, please stop by here. Do not skip the log cabin village part, because this is really cool that I get to come in here. And one of the things this tells you a little bit, I just want to hit on a couple things, or at least one, locate water and or dig a well. That is the most important thing of the time period, is to be able to have a water source. But this is everything you had to do for pioneer living. As I'm leaving the farm, walking back to get to my car, I'll let you know there is a festival that goes on up here. Someone sent me a link to it last year. I didn't get a chance to come, but I've got to get up here for this. But this has been so cool between this and the village. Excellent, excellent. So if you get a chance, come up here, take a look. You won't be disappointed. If you like Bob Evans food, got a good restaurant there. So I thank you for coming along on this adventure. I look forward to seeing you on my next video.